Frontier has responded to an email I sent them over the weekend, kind of clarifying what's actually going on with the construction point doubling that we've observed in game. Their response, and let me pull it up verbatim, is as follows. It is, this is intended and is documented in the system colonization tutorial in game. Quote, Tier 2 and Tier 3 port construction points increase as more are built in a system. The increase starts after the second port has begun construction. Now, this is great as far as clarifying is concerned, as it clarifies that the intent to make this mechanic a thing is there and it's not a bug. I have also personally gone through the pilot handbook a couple of times because I like, how could we possibly have missed this? And I have not found it there anywhere as a reference. They talk about tier 3 and tier 2 construction points, but there is no reference to the quote that was made over email. I've also went through their system colonization guide, um, which is available online. Let's see if I can put it up to see if maybe they were referring to that as a thing. And again, I was not particularly successful at finding anything. This is the colonization guide link that refers to that. So either we are collectively blind, which we might be, sometimes it does happen, like collective blindness sometimes is a thing, especially when tutorials are concerned. You never know. Or this is something that somehow didn't make it into the game. But we now have an official confirmation that this is by design and an explicit clarification of how the mechanic works. And it matters for all system architects because, unlike just about anything else in system architecture, what this means is that the build order now matters. If you, like me, were a silly goose and you happened to build 2 asteroid bases before you knew any better, you're effectively locked out of being able to build a tier 3 station entirely unless you go through a process of building an additional 24 installations to generate the 12 tier 3 construction points that are now suddenly required to create one of these things. So that was a bit of a surprise, at least for me. Beyond the surprise, again, people will remind me and everyone this is a beta, and it's like really meant for people to gather feedback. I dare say this mechanic of point doubling as you build more things in the system is something that the community as a whole, based on what I've seen on Reddit, based on what I've seen on Discord, based on what I've seen here in this channel, is almost universally disliked by the community. And since it is a beta and Frontier might be willing to hear on this, if you want to make your voice heard, take to the forums. There's a thread that is specifically about gathering input about mechanics pertaining to colonization. That is the appropriate place to respectfully, civilly, and constructively, please, let your thoughts known about how you feel about this construction point doubling mechanic. I do think that there may be a miss about the documentation side of things that I'm sure will be addressed, or we will be pointed to where that language is present, because again, I don't see it. Beyond that, again, if you don't like the mechanic, the forums and the thread about Trailblazers feedback is, and I do repeat politely and constructively, please share your thoughts about how you feel about that particular mechanic. That's it. Commander Mechan, over and out.